Did you ever think that being displaced, and I'm not making the comparison and having it as equal, I'm just saying there's some similarity. Being displaced after Katrina and having that affinity for people that were displaced in Gaza and Philistine and
gotta be some parallels
do you think
there.
there's
I never looked at it like that, but I'm sure subconsciously it was a fact. You putting it there like you're right, but a lot of stuff that we go through shapes us.
Yeah.
Even being poor, like being poor as a child, makes you have empathy for the impoverished.
Yeah.
So you're right. Being displaced, being a refugee. They called us New Orleans refugees.
Yeah, they did.
I remember in high school.
I
was in high school and there was like 5 new students, bro. Yeah, they were looking at them different, bro.
So with that being said, yes, I've been called a refugee for sure. Exactly. And ironically, I made some shirts back then with New Orleans. And this was I was on my job list for sure. I had New Orleans refugee with the Red Cross sign with an AK-47, and we sold about 10,000 of them.
The passion was always there. The hustle instinct and the passion was there. So he just directed the channel to more positive.
Exactly. But subconsciously, you definitely have empathy for those that is going through, faced from disasters and calamities and atrocities and genocide.
And being oppressed, like that recognizing people that are oppressed. You know what I'm saying?
Like just being hopeless and powerless, man.
And that's what you don't, and that's what I wanted. Like that's what the blessing that. Well, like you said, the opportunities that came. Like I was blessed to be able to. Charity brought me out to come to Egypt, and then alhamdulillah, they brought my 2 children tickets to go. And so, but seeing that,
what was the name of that charity, if you don't mind?
Penny Appeal from Canada. Penny Appeal, Canada.
All right,
Penny Appeal, Canada. They brought us out to Cairo. We fed a lot of. We did a lot of iftars for the Sudanese refugees, for the Palestinian refugees. We supplied, like I said, got them in different apartments, housing, paid their rent. Oh, wow. And then, we did the one was facilitating things outside with them. It was kind of like a partnership. And then seeing that just to, like you said, that you'll see them hopeless and despair, but when you come through and you bless them or you do something to benefit them,
they
spirits up, you see some smiles, they feel
and
like.
your spirits is up in result.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a reciprocal thing, you know what I'm saying? It's a double-edged sword. So it's like you doing something with purpose and you're bringing a benefit and you're being a light to people and you're leaving them smiling. So it didn't seeing the beautiful people. Even like outside of the once we finished our charitable obligations, me and my children went to Aswan, to the Nubian area in the south. This is the land of the Pharaoh, the land of the Moses, and the land of Jesus. This was if the Pharaoh. This was where all of like the pharaonic artifacts that they find was there. Like all the big old tombs of pharaohs, they moved a lot of it because they had a dam, but it was all in that area, Aswan. So if the pharaoh's kingdom was there, you obviously know this is where the Israelites were. You feel me? Because they were hand in hand. You were living. Moses was in the kingdom. Yusuf alayhi salam was in the kingdom. So they're saying all the artifacts point to right here. You feel me? Right next to Sudan.
The history was crazy.
Whatever. So and you see it, the pharaonic writings on the wall.
You probably feel it in the air too, bro.
All that. And I'm in the Nile scoop drinking the water. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the way all the boats said up north in Cairo. You could drink this Nile water. So, all that, seeing different artifacts. So, for sure, being there and then going to visit the different villages and alhamdulillah, leaving smiles on the faces where, giving, whatever it is, whether it's financial contributions, doing the Kurbani there, doing all that, and just know that, and they not as well off financially as what our poor here is in America, but they have the things we chase. They have the freedom. The children running around and they ain't got to worry about them getting kidnapped. They ain't got to worry about chomos. They ain't got to worry about all this other stuff in the society that we deal with that corrupts the minds and the character of our children.
It's a different type of richness over there.
You feel me? Yeah. Exactly. So the stuff that we yearn for as Muslims, they have, and the stuff that they want materialistic, we have. So it's an exchange. Yeah. So
the beautiful thing about your story is that like everybody's like, man, why is this government not doing something? Why is our government not doing something? Like your story is like you can do something, bro.
You got to.
I mean, you can do something.
Rely on that.
You can be that.
Come from the do
bro.
for self.
Yeah,
that's what it is. You got to do for self. That's why you can raise up from your bootstraps.
Somebody asked me like, "Aren't you scared to talk about this?" Like, and I post a lot. I don't do a lot. I mean, but somebody's like, "Aren't you scared to talk about it?" I'm like, I'm scared not to talk about it, man. Like, I'm scared. I got to go back to Allah, and I didn't say nothing when all this was happening, bro. Like, they're trying to make us be quiet, bro.
Sure.
But like,
you got to make a case for yourself. Gotta make we do face Allah. When we do, not no effort. When we do face Allah, have something in your case. Well, I tried, I did, I made the effort.
Because what's gonna be your excuse if you don't?
It's no
speak on
excuse.
it.
But you're showing us like you can do something, bro. You can be the change. You don't gotta wait for nobody, bro. Just take what you got in your area, take your efforts, your hustle, and make something happen for like wherever you can bring it from, bro.
Alhamdulillah.
I imagine that came from pre-conversion. You was probably already like that.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Always pre-conversion, in conversion, in living, and just transferred into something with more
positive
purpose.
energy.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was always positive. Just it directed it in its channel. I always had an entrepreneur spirit. I sold clothes. I had a clothing store in New Orleans when I was like 21 years old downtown.
Yeah.
We have businesses now. They're on the real estate. I have a transportation company in Miami, Motion Sprinters, where we Escalades and Sprinters with luxury transportation to bring people around. We got a lot of celebrity clientele. We did Wamba soccer player. We did some other Congolese athletes just last night. A bunch of people, you know what I'm saying? That other chick from Love Hip Hop, but that's neither here nor there. What the point is that we've been in entrepreneurship. Like I said, financial freedom fighter.
Yeah.
You feel me? So we try to get financially free, liberated to be able to live our life with the liberty that God blessed us with. This is our birthright. You know what I'm saying? When they talk about, you come from kings and queens, no, I believe that. I believe my bloodline is royal.
Zul Qarnain, that's the name,
Alhamdulillah, for sure. I'm going to live up to it. I'm going to do my best. And not to say that I'm better because who I am, but the blessing is that God gave you Islam. That's what elevates you on top of the talents that you have in your DNA and your ethnicity and your history and your melanin or whatever you want to call it, but it's all unlocked and maximized with the Deen of Islam.
Speaking of Deen, I gotta ask about the Dawah effort. I know you were there in Chicago, O Block.
Correct. Yeah, I just started. See, and that's another thing. Like you said, the Dawah effort. Like I was doing better. I was like, man, God gave you Islam. God gave you a clear way to speak, and I wanted to do something. And really, I was watching just so much negativity on the internet. I decided to start like a YouTube channel called Open Book Platform. Really what happened was...
Shout out to that platform.
Yeah. I saw Quando Rondo. He was a rapper from Savannah, NBA Young Boys rapper. He got into it with King Von. Was one of, King Von got killed after trying to fight Quando. Ironically, what Dirk is fighting for right now. When he got a attempt on his life in Los Angeles, he felt that the Crips set him up. He was a Crip at the time. He wasn't a Muslim. He dropped his Crip flag. Sometime later, he came into Islam. I saw him post on Instagram, "Hey, I'm Muslim now. I dropped my Crip flag."
I know he took a shot.
Yeah, this is the reason why Open Book Platform started. This is 2023. He said, "I'm a Muslim. I'm not banging no more. I just want to be only around Muslims." He put this on social media. So I'm seeing this in Miami. My partner, Fee Banks, who is NBA Young Boys manager, used to be Kevin Gates manager, and is also Quando Rondo manager. With Lil Wayne's best friend, one of his best friends at the time. Who you remember, he also used to rap about a Fee, you gotta feel me. Yeah, that same Fee. That Fee finagled his way into the music industry and put everybody in the headlock. Shout out to Fee Banks.
Yeah, shout out Fee.
He turned the relationship with Wayne into a musical empire. Now he's also the Mexican OT's manager. So he's doing good.
Yeah, he moving around.
Yeah, he moving around. So I hear them, I'm like, man, Fee, no, I'm Muslim. He knows I take it seriously. I pray. So I'm like, bro, your brother, your artist, just he looking for Muslims. I want to talk to him, guide him in the train. And I know he has a federal indictment looming too, being a conspiracy, not the indictment that Dirk got, but just some federal drug conspiracy in Savannah. Going on where he from. So I reach out to him. Fee connect us. I interview him. And we really hang in Savannah for 2 days. So that was the birth of the Open Book Platform. I first went viral then because I asked him about, you're Muslim, Dirk is Muslim, can y'all squash the beef? Yeah. That went viral on all the little hip-hop popular blogs. That was like sometime in 2023. Then after that, because everybody was like, well, you got to ask Dirk. I said, I'm going to talk to Dirk too. Yeah. I told him right there, I said, I'm going to ask Dirk too. Y'all, this serious. Y'all Muslim, y'all got to put this behind y'all. Yeah. So bam, that went viral. Then alhamdulillah, that's when I went to Chicago. I did a documentary. Dirk wasn't there the first time I went. I met with Sadiq. Sadiq, he gave me carte blanche to O Block, and I wanted to highlight because all these other blogs from the academics, shout out academics, he cool, I like him, but Vlad and Adam 22 and all these other people, all they do is talk about the gang violence, the gang culture. This was shot, this one killed this one. But I know what's going on, that they're coming in Islam, they're getting insight. They don't have the connection to understand that the product of their environment, or this is the culture, or this is the conditioning. But Islam Islam is liberating them from that negative conditioning. And I wanted to highlight that because since King Vaughn's death, there was so many people coming into Islam. They say King Vaughn became a Muslim before he got killed. That's what his uncle told me, and all this is on the documentary. So when I read to Sadiq, Sadiq opened the doors of O Block Project for me. I went in there, talked to everybody, filmed it, showed it. Now, it was eerie. I ain't gonna lie. When I walked in there, I felt the gloom. Yeah, it was like, damn, this feel cold. And like it felt like the soul was stripped from it, especially with King Vaughn being killed because he was their hope. To get out. So when you walk in there, it's like, damn, I felt that. I felt that was gone because when he was there, he was passing out money to Libyans, taking them on the road. So all the dudes that I interviewed on the documentary, they was with him when he got killed. So they was with him. So I'm talking to them about that, but still highlighting the transformation, not only in O Block, but all parts of Chicago. There's a rise of Islam. From even Vic Mensa. We got Vic Mensa on there. He's Muslim now. A lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. A lot of people. That's why we put it out there. You feel me?
It's only one jacket they getting typically, and it's good to bring awareness because, there's hours, there's days pretty much of content on how
violent it is. How dangerous
it is. FBG Duck. That's King Vaughn. This, why they shot this one, this one. Man, all that. K Savage, he Muslim too. So we got all them on there talking about how Islam saved them, how Islam elevated them, how Islam dignified them, how Islam gave them purpose, straightened up their back. So that's the information that we wanted to put out to the world. So this was pre-Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Then we came back, met with Dirk Daddy, met with Dirk for that prayer. That's when I first met Dirk. I did his last interview. They did the prayer for peace or whatever in his concert at the United Center. So I met with his daddy right then and there. I met Dirk. I get his last interview. We interviewed outside of in the little side wall. In the prayer, I interviewed his daddy, his artist, him, his DJ, all of them. I was working on an open book of OTF and Lil Durk. You know what I'm saying? And then 4 days later, he gets arrested. Bam. So we put that on hold just for the case, and we're gonna build it with the case. Now when they come back up and tie it all in together. But then when he got indicted, because I had a relationship with Quando Rondo and he was connected with that, his father reached out to me and we built the bond. We built a strong bond and we was hanging together, talking all the time, just sending messages to Dirk. Dirk would send messages to me. Well, alhamdulillah, he didn't hit all that. But and he asked us to show support, come out. We came out for the bond hearing. So that's how we forged that relationship.
That's a testimony to the type of man you are, though, because in that, you know how people side pickers, right? People picking inside of the fence. I mean, like Islam, the beauty of Islam is like
unite them, bro.
You unite them, right?
Both,
and they had the maturity to be like, he did an interview with Quando Rondo, even though it's about Islam, it could have still been on that. All right, we ain't trying to mess with him. So, alhamdulillah for that, man.
But see, you trying to tie it together though, like you trying to bring them together with that commonality that they are all Muslims, and then
let's get this behind us.
Yeah, exactly. There's no reason to be beefing as Muslims.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
We got to figure out a way to get it behind us because we didn't want it to end up how it ended up with the indictment. Nobody foresaw this. I didn't know this was gonna happen. But before more blood got spilled or something happened, let's make it publicly known that we are now Muslim. And you internet people can stop because we're brothers now.
Exactly.
And if we can put this behind us, you all can put it behind us. Exactly. And that was the initiative. That was the thing. And that would have solved a whole lot of problems. Imagine before the feds indicted, if them two would have got together on some whatever, that whole indictment would have been flawed. It would have been weak. It would have been paper thin. And that's the energy that we were trying to put to it. But, alhamdulillah, it didn't come together. But at least we made the effort to it. And like I say, I forged a relationship with his father, with him, and Quando. And, inshallah, we'll see how Allah decrees it with this court case and whatever. And that was all before that. Then the Super Bowl happened, and then here we are. So the effort and energy has always been there domestically and internationally because it's one ummah at the end of the day.
Love it.
Shout out to Dirk. Shout out to his father, Big Dirk. Man, shout out to Quando Rondo. Shout out to all the brothers, Big Mensa, all the brothers. Man.
They both incarcerated. That's the crazy
Savage,
part. Yeah, Savage.
Islam's on the rise though, man. There's a lot of big, you know what I mean? And I know, like, even for the tough part is because they're new Muslims, you know what I mean? So the community is very judgmental. I know you see some things in the music videos, and they're like, I know they're trying to navigate through that, but I just feel like we got to be more forgiving as a community, as a ummah. Be like, see the positive and try to help each other learn and grow, man.
Like I've seen a lot of that on social
media.
People criticizing, like not even these celebrities, but just because there's been a lot of I would say a lot of it can be attributed to social media, but even the whole issue was going on in Gaza has allowed people to like have more awareness about Islam.
Yeah.
And then because of that, people are reverting, right?
Yeah.
But there's so many people who are or born Muslims that are being critical of these new
hypercritical,
these reverts, right?
Yeah.
And it's like instead of being critical,
you don't even know what his journey. You don't know what he knows. You don't know
Exactly,
what his intent is for you. It's just like, oh, this don't align with the Islam that I know, so this is wrong. You know
but
what I
if
mean?
this person is making effort and trying, instead of being critical, like help guide that brother or sister. You know what I'm saying?
I love to see Islam in the forefront, man. It might not look exactly the way you expect it to look, but it's there, bro. It's there. It's finding its way. It's finding it. It's finding its way.
And growth.
It's finding its way, bro. I want it for everybody, man. Yeah, you don't got to be perfect when you get in there, bro. Like, come on, people been born Muslim their whole life. There's so many things they do right, bro. But I mean, I don't know how you judge somebody for that, bro.
You know, I saw like it was at a khutbah like maybe a few weeks ago. The imam was talking about that particular thing, how people are judgmental within the religion, and that he wanted to bring a reminder to people that the Quran itself was revealed over like 23 years, right?
Yes.
So it took
piecemeal.
Yeah, so if the Quran was revealed over that time, and it took that time for people to like get it in its entirety and learn every aspect of it.
Yeah,
we should have more grace with Muslims.
The prayer wasn't even obligatory to like so many years.
Yeah.
Alcohol wasn't even prohibited.
That's when the iman was there. You built the iman, so you gotta give everybody a chance to build their iman, bro.
Tawheed, that was the point. La ilaha illallah. Get on the Tawheed.
Yeah, that. You gotta get people on that page first, right? Like, when you become Muslim, you got that. Okay, then we work on everything else, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
As a revert, I reverted in 2013. Like, I grew up in Baptist church, Catholic, Christian, that whole kind of typical American, black kind of
black church, using the black church.
Yeah, my granddad was a pastor for a Baptist church, so going into a masjid for the first time, like after taking my shahada, I could tell you, we already feel like kind of anxiety, like you feel like you, even though you among the same type of people,
and that you belong,
but you
might don't feel welcome.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you don't want to do nothing wrong.
Yeah. So they already feel that, because I know I felt that, and I'm an outgoing guy, and when I walk in, you feel like you feel like they're watching. So being more open for them.
I still feel like that.
Yeah.
Bro. I feel like I'm not Muslim.
You gotta have that. You gotta have that.
But see, this is what I was telling y'all about when you said about the negative shot. I don't be feeling like that.
You can't take
you really gotta be
I be feeling like, man, I know who I am.
Exactly.
I'm here to show y'all, not to like, oh, I'm better than y'all, but like, I'm about to demystify all your prejudice or preconceived notions of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, there'll be silly stuff, and I'll be like all type of stuff. But I take joy in that. I take pleasure in demystifying your misconceptions.
I seen you on TikTok live one time, and it was a brother from that Russia area, Kazakhstan area, and he was like, he's something like you guys are doing good, and all the black people was like, what do you mean you guys? And then he was explaining like that's just how they talk, man. You just trying to find ways to like ease the tension, man.
That's a third language.
So he
doesn't know.
Everybody's quick to jump like, oh, what do you mean, brother? And then it becomes a fight, and then he meant something nice, and then it just becomes like, and then he was literally on the line like, no, that's how they talk. I understand what he meant by that. He didn't mean nothing. He was just saying.
We got to give each other grace.
That was a beautiful moment, bro.
Apply pressure to the non-believers.
Not
to
the
have grace for us.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
But a lot of that is a symptom of like social media, right? You know what I mean? Because people are behind the screen and they're quick to be critical of people. Stuff that they would not say in all likelihood in person's face.
Sure.
Yeah, they would never
you
say.
You gotta step into that person's feet and see how they. I mean, like give them understand like how he's moving, and then just
see the intention. They're trying, and then at the end of the day, what people say have no relevance. All that matters is between you and Allah. How you like the faith that you have and your intention, right? So for people to be so critical of other Muslims, it's like I don't know. I don't like it.
Even if they was on some negative stuff, you get judged on your reaction, bro. Not like I mean, like the way how you handle that is how Allah's going to. That's a beautiful thing about Islam, bro. Like you can even negativity comes to, even if it was ill intent, like the way you handle it, you get reward for it. You get elevated on that, bro. So it's just like learning how to
speaking badly upon another Muslim just because they're doing what's haram or whatever they're doing doesn't help. Like, but if you're trying to guide them or give them some
put
positive.
them aside.
Yeah, give them some positive. Yeah, talk to
You
them.
could
That's
definitely,
fine.
it's obligatory to instruct them or
Yeah.
give them information on it, and they take it as they want. But you don't want to slander them or condemn them.
Yeah.
Just come with love. We got to operate with love. Just the whole one love.
One love, one Ummah, man. Look, we could talk all day, man, but this is one love, one Ummah, bro.
I do have a question. So, Cam spoke about like his revert story. Like, what's your story in regards to how you came to Islam?
Listen, so many people that ask that. I literally have. I went to a studio and recorded the story. I can give you a synopsis, and I'll send y'all the 20-minute story of it. But like, I was a young mustache at the time, probably about 20 years old.
Yeah.
And I wasn't liking how I always felt highly of myself, thinking that I could accomplish whatever I put my mind to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So at that time, things weren't going how I wanted them to go. I probably wasn't living. I wasn't living the best life, righteously of like the way that my mama and my grandparents would be pleased with. Mm-hmm. So things weren't going for me how I wanted them to go. So I started praying to God in the morning and the evening, and I was calling on God by His name. Calling on God by God, not by Allah. This is before Islam. And I'll pray for myself, pray for guidance, pray for what is going to show me the way to success, show me the way that I could, I makes it accomplish my goals and be the person that's pleasing to you. Yeah. And I pray for my family, my mom and my aunties and all that. And so I did that for about a year, day and night. And things started opening up for me business-wise. You know what I'm saying? I started selling some shoes in New Orleans that were real popular. I was getting them from a dude in New York, but he was a foreigner, right? And I started selling a lot, so I started getting some motion from it. And then I wanted to really kind of cut him out because I felt like he was overcharging me.
Cut the middleman.
Yeah, he didn't want to go down, and I was buying volume, so it was like, okay, we got to eliminate you then. Mm-hmm. So I went, talked to him, met with him. I think he was in New Jersey. And like I said, mind you, I'm young. I don't know too much. He just looked like a white guy to me. You know what I'm saying?
Green.
Yeah. He looks he wasn't green. No, I'm saying he looked like a white person.
Okay.
But you'll get the point in the middle of the story. He looks like a white. He was a foreigner, but he looked white. Mm-hmm. So, but he had an accident. So I'm asking him where he got the shoes from. He tried to throw me for a loop. Told me they would come from Italy. So me being me, I probably had a flight plug at the time. You know what I'm saying? I went out to Italy. I went to Milan. I went to Naples and all that, looking for the shoes and all that. I couldn't find them. Like I needed to be how they was. I couldn't find them or whatever. They was only in the store. So these was Prada American cups when they was very popular back in the day. The American Cup Pradas. Yeah. So bam. So I come back. Okay, I say, you threw me for a loop. I didn't think that at first, but I just said I couldn't find them. I come back. I go back by his house one time. He wasn't there. Something crazy happened like that. He maybe wasn't there. Whatever. I don't know. That's. Yeah, but so I went to the basement, right, and he had the shoes in boxes, big old cardboard boxes. On the boxes they had stickers like airport stickers that said IST. I never heard of it, so I called the airport Delta. Hey, what airport code is this? IST. They tell me Istanbul. What that's? Never heard of that before. They say Turkey. I say, what's turkey? All I know is turkey. You know what I'm saying? Thanksgiving turkey. So I'm like, hold up. Y'all fly there? All right. 30 days later. So 30 days later, I'm in Turkey. So the dude was Turkish, but I never knew what a Turk was. Looked like a white guy. Yep. You know what I'm saying? I think, but he had an accent. So I go to Turkey. Alhamdulillah. And now
found the plug,
Found the plug, found Islam. Long story short, I walk in there. I look at these big old beautiful buildings. I'm like, man, what is this? These big masjids. The one is called the Blue Mosque, world famous Blue Mosque, Sultan Ahmed Jami. So it's like downtown Istanbul. I walk in there. Alhamdulillah, Allah brought me out there. It's Ramadan. I know this only in hindsight. I didn't know Ramadan then, but I'm looking. I start looking back at I'm Googling like years later. As I'm Muslim, I start Googling. You went out there this month and this year, converted to the Islamic calendar. Wait, this is Ramadan 2006. What?
God had a plan for you, man. That was meant. Bro,
but so I'm in there. It's packed. Yeah. They all sitting in jostle, like sitting down, like doing the tashahhud or whatever. But they weren't doing the tashahhud; they was making dua. I think, now that I remember. So that's how I know it was Ramadan, because the mosque was packed, and I think they was making a dua. But it was in the middle of the day, so the sun was up. So I don't know what was going on. Honestly, I know it's vague, but they walking out. But when I walk in, I feel this elation, like, oh, this is what you're looking for. This is what you want. So it's like a glow. I don't know. Like, you remember Bruce Leroy had that glow on him? I felt that inside of me, like a tingly, warm glow. Like, this is it. Like this epiphany moment. Like, you know what I'm saying? Elation. So when everybody was walking out, I'm grabbing people like, hey, what is, how can I be one of y'all? What is this? Blah, blah, blah. And everybody was speaking Turkish. They walking out. One dude was from UK, but a Pakistani origin. And then I grabbed him. And then I'm like, how can I be? You know what I'm saying? What is this? You know, he talking about Islam. He tell me about the Prophet Muhammad and Allah and God and sallallahu. And then he gave me my shahada right then and there. Wow. And then taught me how to do voodoo. And he said, I got to go do something for my mom and daddy. So right then and there, I'm so happy. I'm telling everybody, I'm Muslim. Now, you mind you, this Turkey, 2006. This before Instagram. This before everybody was seeing, traveling and going there. So
right after 9/11 too,
was rare. You know what I'm saying? A black American was rare, but they like the only black people they probably saw was either African or
refugees,
coming in the military. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe some people coming through the military that might be stationed in Turkey. But me, I'm telling you, they was looking at me like an anomaly, a delicacy or whatever. Like, I'm telling you. So I'm telling them I'm Muslim. They were so warm and welcome. They were some of the most beautiful people. So. And then I met a dude that was in a Grand Bazaar. I told him what I was looking for. He brought me to the manufacturing plant out there.
Oh, wow.
So it was up from there.
It was up.
It was up from there.
It was all meant to be.
Islam found a plug, and the rest was history. I came back with Islam with the plug. I felt like Frank Lucas.
Yeah.
You heard me? For real.
Blue Magic.
For sure.
On the banana boat.
That was some good times. So I learned Islam, and that was the gist of that.
Oh, that's a beautiful story.
So as a revert, like, do you have any like advice to other people who like maybe recently reverted to Islam in regards to like the struggles they may be going through?
The best thing I could say is learn the religion. Do it upon yourself to read. Learn about the seerah of the Prophet Muhammad. If you learn it, you'll have confidence and you won't feel inferior and when you're around people that may be Muslim longer than you are, foreigners or whatever. Because as you learn the life of the Prophet, you'll learn that they all went through what you went through. They all went through the companions and all that, went through the transformation of coming out of ignorance into the light of Islam. And it's a reformation, it's a purification, it's a strengthening. So once you get reassured on what to say, what du'as to make, you'll get that reassurance, and then Allah will show you that the instructions that He's giving you, from the salat to the du'as to what to stay away from and what to do, is beneficial to you. You know what I'm saying? You'll see how it manifests in your life, how it's of benefit. So that's what I say. Don't just say the shahada, salam alaikum, and keep on with your same life. No, strive as if you're going into a whole nother profession, a whole nother career. You want to learn the ins and outs of it so you can practice it. Just like a doctor, he has to do a certain amount of hours to keep his medical license. A dentist has to do a certain amount of hours. And we practice this religion. If you don't practice this religion and study this religion, you're not going to be of this religion. You're going to fall out to the wayside. So that's my advice. Please pick up some books. Read of course the Quran, but read the life, the sealed nectar. Learn about the life of the Prophet. Learn to read the 40 Hadith Nabawi, pronounce the name. So just so you can learn the hadith and how to implement it in your life. Learn the supplications, the du'as, the prayers, what to say before you go to the bathroom. Do a stenja, how to do a proper wudu, what you say before you go to sleep, what you say when you wake up, what you say in times of distress, what you say in times of poverty. Learn these du'as, these supplications, and call on your Lord. Ask for everything you need before you ask man, ask Allah. So, and then Allah will put it in your heart and show you. And Allah will open up the way doors for you that you can't even imagine. And if you make the effort to becoming a better Muslim, you will become a better Muslim. Allah will not negate your prayers. And I say that for even the people that's suffering. Like, I be thinking in my mind, well, Allah's been so merciful to me, gave me everything. What about these people over here that stand in third? I don't know what their reward is.
They got their own test.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on with them. But I know I trust in Allah's infinite wisdom that whatever it may be, I be thinking out the box sometimes. I be thinking sometimes that everybody got their own world. Like, this is just my world. And y'all all characters in my world. And a whole nother dimension going on with this guy is the main character in the world. But every 8 billion people is just, and they're just sub-characters to your world. But you are the hero in your world. Like, I could be just living out my du'as in a whole, but can we put that past Allah's greatness? No, of course not. So Allahu Alam, I don't know. So I don't try.
Ruler of all worlds.
Exactly.
Don't say ruler of the earth.
Yeah, so I don't think too much into it. I just do what I can do because I don't know what this whole life test is about. I know we got the instruction. It's clear. I wasn't really looking for it, but I was guided to it.
Yeah.
So I'm taking it as this is what it is. I'm not about to go. I wasn't like, oh, I'm about to read. Like people say, well, why you don't read this religion, that religion, and this religion? I ain't about to do all that. I was praying for guidance. God brought me here. This is what it is. I'm locked in. They ain't never failed me yet. I don't need to study this, that, other third. You feel me?
I don't get retailored for it.
Exactly.
I like that. I like that.
With that being said, I don't know. I just know I'm gonna try to follow the instructions, seek forgiveness for my sins, shortcomings, and wrongdoings, and try to just do, just be the strive. That's all we got to do, and we could do that physically, mentally, and spiritually. Like I was thinking, man, that's like I feel like I need to lose weight. I don't want to look like the people that just indulge in the pleasures of the life. No matter if you got some money, you always got to look like you striving. You got to be pushing yourself, pushing yourself physically, pushing yourself mentally. To learn more, read more. Don't be just comfortable in this life and you're slothy and you know what I'm saying? Looking like you just, all you doing is indulging in the pleasures. No, man.
Always
continue to strive.
Always comfortable.
Continue to push yourself. Make yourself uncomfortable. That's how you grow.
No, you're true. I mean, part of being a Muslim is making sure that you improve yourself in every aspect of life, not just in your deen. You know what I mean? Like you said, with your health, your fitness, the way you talk to people, the way you your character, the way you interact with, like that's all part of that, you know.
That's some good advice. We could get lost in the comforts and ease of America. We could get that. Now, if we was in Dagestan or somewhere in hardships, it'd be easier to push because everybody pushing you. Everything is resistance. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But here we could chill. So relax. So you got to really push yourself. You got to get up and push yourself because you could get comfortable quickly here. You know
for sure. Because
you could still be on your deen and just get comfortable.
Right. Like, just do the norm.
Yeah, just do the norm.
But you got to push yourself to grow. Like I need to learn Arabic. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You feel me?
We took a couple crash courses over Ramadan.
And we crashed out. I ain't gonna lie, we crashed out, man.
You made the intention to try again. You know
that's beautiful, man.
We got to continue to strive.
Keep trying.
I want to be part of the dawah efforts, though, man. If you doing, think about us if you're doing dawah. I want to show. If somebody needs the Muslims to show up, man. Like I can't always be there, but I wanna do what I can, man.
Yeah, we're gonna put something together. I'm gonna try to go holler at the boy Rollo and do something in his backyard, so that way y'all
shout out to Pakistan.
Y'all don't have to travel. We can go to some of these efforts. Give some of these books out.
I'm down, man.
Talk
We're down.
to people.
We'll be there.
You know what I'm saying? Let them know just the principles of it.
That's it.
Get some retractable banners, pull up in the hood, give some water out, some food out, and give effort to dawah. That's what I want to do. I want to do that in Golden Glades and Kodak Black Hood, South Florida, everywhere. That's my new. I want to do that when I get back. Like just do some stuff in our backyard.
I love that.
And show. You know what I mean?
Allah accept, man. So much potential, so much opportunity, and so much good. You could build your hereafter just with the small efforts, but it go a long way, man. You teach somebody something, and they practice that for the rest of their life, man. That's always gonna go in your book of deeds, bro. And it's a time where we got to start speaking up and teaching and being proud and just, you know what I mean? Because we can't be hiding and like you heard in the khutbah, like if you're not here and impacting the deen in a positive way, then you just wasting your time here.
That's true.
Man.
No, that's very true. Like you said, you want to do things in this life that, like, you want to be a good example, right?
Yeah.
So, like, the type of effort you're making, the dawah you're making, like, you don't know that, like, one, you could get the reward for just helping people, right?
Yeah.
But you also don't know the impact that'll have on those people in regards to, like, maybe wanting to look into Islam or even become, like, even if one person, like, becomes a Muslim based off of the efforts and the good deeds that you make, that's a great reward.
You know we don't never figure out what we did till inshallah, like when we get to the book of deeds. Exactly. Because so many people, I know y'all see this too in y'all life. So many people come up to you and say, "Man, you did this, way, and the third for me." You done forgot.
You done forgot. That's a crazy feeling.
But it's so impactful to them.
Yes,
and it sticks with them. And we know the same thing for us. Certain people do stuff for us. We remember it. They probably done forgot it.
Exactly.
Akon don't even remember that he took me on tour and introduced me to Rihanna. But I'm just saying certain things like that
it just
sticks with you. But he don't know. But even though that wasn't like no dawah thing, but just still,
the impact that he left.
He took a Libyan like me when I was young. Out the hood show brought me to Boston, let me see certain stuff, and you never know how it motivates you to do that. Exactly. So with that being said, like, we got to continue and compile it. Do good, forget about it. Keep doing good, forget about it.
We do it for the sake of Allah, not for any.
Yeah, inshallah, you got to vote when you need it. Your scale is heavy. You got something to balance the scales.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would like to end this episode with a spoken word piece, man.
Go for it.
Yeah, so
go ahead, man.
Do your thing.
Yeah. We're saying, can you, if you could on the iPhone, please. So
And then the lights just.
Yeah, right.
Wait, do we want to end it like as far as with him first, or then you do this, or
It's up to us. We can end it. We can end it. Yeah, we can end it and do it separate. Yeah, cause it'll be easy for the audio, so we can end it. Yeah, we can end it. We end it. Yeah.
So like, first of all, I just want to thank you, Zul Qarnain, for coming down here and talking up with us. Like, you definitely gave us some really good words of advice and just, some motivating
anything
words.
I said that was good is from my line. If I messed up, it's from me. Anything wrong. But yeah,
I know I want to do something, man. So I see somebody like you that's doing something. I was like, man, that's always a question. Like, what can I do? What part do I play in this, man? So I mean, I don't know, man.
Yeah, hopefully we can stay in touch. We definitely want to, help
for sure.
and be
We're
a
gonna
part
put
of
something together. I'm gonna come to y'all, so y'all ain't gotta travel.
Yeah,
I'm gonna come to y'all. We're gonna put something
Florida
together.
Ain't that far. We don't
We
mind
can go back and forth, man. We go back and forth. Yeah, either or, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna definitely keep y'all put it together. Even the Toronto thing, let's definitely do that.
Yeah,
y'all
for
facilitate
sure,
that because I got the imam over there. Like I say, you want to bring me to the to talk to the prisoners.
Yeah,
So
okay.
if
I'll
we
go
could
there. I'll
couple
go out there.
something
Yeah.
together, where I stay out there for 3-4 days and we knock everything out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we'll make it happen. Inshallah.
First and foremost, though, man, Luz Murto, another amazing episode, but this kind of exceeds anything that we've done yet.
Yeah, gonna lie,
for sure.
Best episode to date, man. Best episode to
giving
date.
us your time.
Yeah, we gonna make sure to post like as far as Zul Qarnain's page and like his efforts, and just make sure y'all follow him, follow the Luz Murto page, and just contribute in.
ZQN1UMMAH.com. ZQNONEUMMAH.com. Check it out. Qarnain collection. Get you some of the Royal Kinshasas.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
I like the swag on it, man. I seen you rocking it one time on one of the lives.
Yeah, most definitely.
Nobody gave you. I said, yo, that is a bad shirt he was wearing, bro. It was a fly shirt. It was a black. Yeah, it was a black and it had like a yellow stripe. I forgot what it was.
Yeah. Oh, that's my.
I love that one. I love that one. Yeah, I love that one.
That's my everyday joint. FFF_Zul Qarnain on TikTok and Instagram, and continue to support these brothers. They're gonna continue to go and give y'all content, and please share and push their message out in their platform.
Yeah, man. Thank y'all. Y'all made it this far. I appreciate y'all, man. Hopefully we do some more. Yeah, thank y'all, man. Hope we can have some more content like this, man.
Exactly.
For sure.